the manager found 26 players willing to die for the shirt. It's like a boxing game. I'm not gonna let you punch me. I have to punch you first. He complete football, so it will never be in history someone like him. Mark, I'm coming for your clean sheet record. He was rapid, he was powerful. He scored 4 goals past me.
The save that has kept Argentina.
It will definitely be the best save of my career. Hello, it's Martinez here, and this is Box to Box. I got loads of boxes to open, and I got no clue what's inside.
What would you like to be in the boxes?
I don't know, there's something, an Argentinian steak or anything cool in there.
And what's the worst thing that could be in one of those boxes?
Oh, a clown, a snake, I don't know, anything. The Golden Glove, eh? It was like a school trip, you know, when you go with your friends at school. We were 26 friends, and we had a coach leading us as well as a friend. Really enjoyable time having my family there. It was 9-10 players as they debuted, including myself. It takes 1 or 2 games to really realize, visualize what you're going through. It's not as easy as it looks, otherwise everyone would win the World Cup. But then as the games went on, we started enjoying a bit more in training, people laughing, and we started to recreate what we done in the Copa America. Because we're living together, we always said that we're not the most talented national team, because you see other national teams with better players in better clubs, but no one beat us in group. We are the best group by far in any nation. Now we know that because we are friends, and you know, when you go into a country, it's a lot of egos, a lot of players who play for a big club and you don't, and in the national team we don't. We are the same. It was an unbelievable experience. I don't know if I'm going to play the next World Cup or not, but this one will be forever in my heart.
So, did you prefer being a fan with your brother in Russia 2018 or being on the pitch and winning the World Cup?
It's a really cool picture of my brother. He posted on social media, me and him on the stands, obviously. He posted himself before the Saudi Arabia, himself on the pitch, and saying like, you are achieving your dream, what you told me, and now I'm achieving mine, being there, watching you play, you know. So it was a really, really cool picture that made me cry at the time, you know, before in the World Cup. It's true, you know, I promised him that I was gonna be the number 1 for this World Cup, and being the number 1 and winning it is, you know, I can't win anything else, you know.
How were the Argentina fans?
They crazy, they passion, they love football, you know. It's something like steak and football, you got to love it. Everyone loves the country, especially the last 2-3 years where we're winning things and we're unbeaten in 36 games, and the people have such a belief in us that we had a really good connection with them, and the manager found 26 players willing to die for their shirts, and that's it's the hardest thing to do as a manager. Obviously, for Argentina, reaching semi-final or final is not enough. You got the pressure from the fans and from the history to achieve things, rather than just be happy to qualify or just happy to qualify to the semi-finals. Once we qualified to the final, it was a relief. They always tell you the first achievement for a first World Cup player is to play 7 games. After Croatia, we did it, and then Messi said the day before the game, it got to be this one. It got to be this one. We got a team to do it, so let's do it tomorrow. So you went to sleep thinking we visualize it.
Can you talk to me about the Netherlands and that free kick that they pulled off?
No, obviously when Holland scored, it was a shock. We were winning 2-0, really comfortable, and then all of a sudden it's got 2 goals in 10 minutes. I think it was the 111th minute. The ref said a minute before it was a throw-in for Holland, and then he carried on and he gave the foul for Holland, which I thought it was a foul for us because they pushed Paredes before. So I was thinking, okay, I'm gonna concentrate in the middle, I'm gonna protect this area, and I trust the wall to do the job. But when they play short, I was like, why will they do that in the last kick of the game? So it surprised us all, and then they got the reward.
Obviously, you're known for being a penalty specialist even before the World Cup. As soon as that goal went in, did your mind instantly switch to penalty mode?
When the shootout is about to start, it's a completely different game. I said I need to keep a clean sheet in the 30 minutes of extra time to go to penalties. So I never actually thought about it until obviously the 120 minutes were finished. So I was a little bit disappointed in myself, because I'm always hard on myself, you know, and even in games, win or lose, I'm always hard on myself. I will look what I can do better. But penalty shootouts are different. The pressures on the players, they have to walk 60, 70 yards to take a pen in a World Cup quarterfinal or final, and it's me against the other goalkeeper. goalkeeper. So that's the mini games I do. We in the massive pressure that we're in. When you play 11v11 in a football match, a penalty shootout is another game. So that's when my personality comes. I like to talk. I'm a chatty guy. I always do that. I make fun of players when they miss or they sleep. That's me, and obviously I never insult anyone about their religions or whatever. I'm just trying to pull someone off in a moment where I need to win something for my country. So it's like a boxing game. I'm not gonna let you punch me. I have to punch you first. But if you see my first penalties with Van Dijk or Mbappé, they scored and I didn't say anything to them before that. So it's a player where not so confident to take it, or I say the first pen, that's when the chaos starts. And I need to put pressure on them, because if they miss, we got 80% chances of winning it. That's when the mental side of the game it comes. Let me see what's inside.
Martinez with the save. The save that has kept Argentina in with a chance of world glory.
It will definitely be the best save of my career. Obviously, I couldn't enjoy it at the moment because it was a quick counter-attack and we nearly scored. And I just remember going on my knees saying, oh my God, I should have scored, But actually, I wasn't thinking about the save that I made. Nothing, not for 1 minute. I thought, oh my God, this is gonna be my best save in football history because we haven't won the World Cup. So after the World Cup, when you see the media, when you see the replay, I was like, oh my God, like what a save, because it was just in front of the goal with the ball bouncing in the last minute of the World Cup. So no one will remember if we lost that final. But now having the first star and making that save in the last minute, people count it as a goal. It's like me scoring a goal with that save. Now I'm seeing it back, obviously, after 1 or 2 months after the World Cup, it just feels incredible.
Is it true that you've got a tattoo of that save?
Yeah, I got it here. Exactly where I made the save. And then that's a phrase that my brother said to me when I left Argentina. He said to me that the passion takes you to glory. For me, the World Cup was the glory as a footballer. So I put that phrase in Spanish underneath the World Cup.
As a young goalkeeper, I heard that you had weakness of diving.
When I was young, sort of my boy's age, 4 or 5 years old, I was diving really good from my right and I couldn't dive on my left. So my dad would put a mattress on the left. I said, come on, dive 20 times to the left. And then I learned. So obviously, because of my dad.
You said during an interview during the World Cup, a psychologist is really important to you. Can you expand on that? My psychology is a big part of my process. Obviously, I started using him when I was on my lows, which is I wish I could start before. When I started working with my psychologist and my newborn baby was born, I said I'm gonna do only one more loan, and that's it. I promised myself that I'm gonna give everything I got for that loan and then get a move and play regularly, and I did it. So I put that objective in my head, but having that obsession and that psychology to help you on your lows and on your highs. I played a semi-final saving 3 penalties, and I was on the highest of the highest, from 800,000 followers to 2 million followers in one night. And then I need to calm down to play a final. That's when psychology helps you to always be focused on just that game only. Goat. A goat, yeah. Who's the GOAT?
I think we all know in football that someone complete football, and it's Messi. He won everything for Barcelona, for PSG, won many La Liga, many League One now, Cups, Champions League. But there was something missing in his career, which was a trophy for Argentina. The Copa America, he took that backpack on his back, saying, I can't win anything for my country. He did it after 28 years. Then we went into the Finalissima against the champions of Europe at Wembley. We done it again. And then it was what next? It was just a World Cup. I said, if I win a complete football, and we as a teammate, we thought, imagine if Messi done it. What else is for him? He got everything. Broke all the records, 7 Ballon d'Ors. I'm not sure anyone in football will win 7 Ballon d'Ors. After the World Cup, I'm like, he complete football, so it will never be in history someone like him, I think. It's a really cool picture of me and him obviously hugging each other in the Copa America. And he told me that you deserve it, I know what you've been through, he knew all my struggles, and then we beat Holland in the penalty shootout. And I remember Lautaro ran the other way that was, so everyone went to Lautaro because he scored the last pen, I'm like, bloody hell, someone comes to me, I went flat on the floor, I didn't look at anyone, I went flat on the floor. And the first person that I see next to me hugging me and said, "I can't believe you done it again. You saved us again." It was Leo, you know.
He just needed you for all those finals, didn't he?
I just needed him in the way that he was playing. To be fair, you can see his personality as a true leader, and you know, a true leader. He doesn't say much. He only says 30-40 seconds speech before each game, and everyone is just quiet, you know. Whatever he says, we got before the final of the Copa America, he mentioned me. My daughter was born in London, so I couldn't come to England to see her birth. So he said to me, Amy, that didn't even have his daughter for 30 days. So let's do it. Let's win the final for him. So it was little touches that he's got that he makes you defend him even more.
What was it like facing him in training?
A joy. I want to be the best. What better to train against the best? So I'm always trying to take 5 pens against me, you know, shooting, we do shooting drills, and I try myself the best way possible to try and save balls against Messi. Because I always think when you save balls against the best players, he makes you a better goalkeeper. And he does, he makes you a better goalkeeper. Cool scarf, innit? Obviously, I would be grateful all my life to this club. Obviously, it gave me the opportunity to play every single game in the Prem. Obviously, my decision to come here, I had the option to go abroad or different clubs in the Premier League. Knowing the size of the club in England, the way they finished the season before I arrived, which is they nearly relegated. I thought a goalkeeper with the confidence I had at that time, I would really help them, you know, and it would help me to reach my dream, which is the World Cup and play for my country. The reception I had after winning the World Cup, being the first Aston Villa player to win it, it was magnificent. I was proud at that moment to be part of this club, to grow together, because I had a really good bond with the fans. I see a lot of kids with my shirt, you know, that makes me proud.
Talk to me about the atmosphere in the dressing room.
It's a really good mix, to be fair. We've got French players, we've got English players, we've got Spanish player, we've got Emmy. So when I came, it was only me and Doggy. Now we've got more South Americans, a lot of people speaking Spanish now because the manager is Spanish. Now we've got really good South American bond with the Brazilians. Obviously, we saw when we got 3-4 wins on the spin, the atmosphere was just great, you know. Now we lost 2 games, but no one actually is moaning or we fight with each other. It's a really cool dressing room.
How influential has Neil Cutler been on your career?
Now, Neil Cutler for me was huge. Helped me since day one. Aston Villa. Obviously, he convinced me to go there. He would text me every day to go there. I was really sad when he left. That's football. I didn't like it, to be fair, because it wasn't just my goalie coach. It was my friend. Because normally, you know, when you play a professional sport, it's all about profession. You know, sometimes you make friends. Sometimes it's just teammates. He was my friend. You know, and losing him, it was a big shock. He said to me before the World Cup, so if you win it, I want you to call me straight after the game. So when we played France, we won the World Cup. So after the celebration, I had a shower. So I grabbed my phone. So I rang him on FaceTime. So, and we still obviously talk to each other quite often.
You've broken, you're the club record holder for clean sheets, I believe. How many more do you think you can get?
Look, I always got targets. I got targets in my locker, and Mark Bosnich got 63 clean sheets, 64 clean sheets. So that's a target that obviously I got 4.5 more years in the club, and I got 31 clean sheets in 2.5 years. So I'm looking to break his record and be the goalie with most clean sheets in Villa history. Mark, I'm coming for your clean sheet record. So sorry, mate. This is trick or treat. I got 2 boxes here, one that I love, one that I don't like so much. Let's see which one I choose. Oh, that might be a dog. I think this one got something soft. I'm going for this one. You see? Something that I love. I'll tell you, I got the right one. My wife cooks really well, but when the time comes for the meat, I'm the main man. Yeah, obviously I cook for the South Americans. I done obviously my dad's birthday. I invite everyone in the club, so I was cooking for 20 or 30 people at home. Now when it comes to barbecue, I'm the man.
So at the World Cup, I hear that the Argentinian chef, he's got special talent.
He's ridiculous. He's just so good. I think they brought thousands and thousands of Argentinian steak. Also in Qatar, it's hard to find it. Actually, I go early sometimes for him to teach me exactly the way he does it, because obviously I cook it and then obviously it's really good. But when he does it, it's just like you can cut it with a fork. Just please teach me. Yeah? World-class player, what can I say?
Is he one of the toughest opponents you played against?
Yeah, for sure. He was rapid, he was great, man. He was powerful, and he scored 4 goals past me.
He's obviously with Messi at PSG, and do you think that he's got a lot to learn from Messi?
Yeah, obviously, Messi, the best ever player that played football, so everyone learns with Messi, not just him, even still Neymar, all the players at PSG, they will learn from him, and hopefully they win the Champions League this season.
So the last time you probably had a Mbappé goal was the tour bus?
Nah, it was just, it was a lot of people, a lot of toys, a lot of things in the bus parade. Imagine there's 6 million people throwing things at you. So you're gonna receive loads of things. And it was a lot of, obviously, French players or Holland players. So that's Argentina and the fans trying to show that it makes you laugh, and that was nothing more than that, just celebration. This was Box to Box with Dibu Martínez. Please make sure you like it or you make a comment about it. Thank you guys, see you next time.